Okay, I've been asked several questions by especially young persons doing business. I've asked some questions and I've decided to address some of these questions so that other business persons who are going through, who have the same challenges, can get solutions. Okay. I want to put this question. I will attend three of these questions. I'm going to title it Three Problems Facing Small Business Owners. Three problems facing small business owners. Now there are um, basic understanding that will enable you resolve some challenges, not even calling them problems, but because of lack of experience, sometimes you see this as problem rather than just challenges that you put some systems in place to surmount these challenges. The very first question I want to address, very first problem, is the problem of job turnover. High job turnover, or can we put it, how to retain staff? Now, the questions I've been getting from entrepreneurs, the concern had been, how do they keep some of their staff? They employ the few staff they are able to employ, and the staff will not stay, and they have to look for new staffing. And while they are looking for new staff, the business premise, the sales points, the particular seat, the front desk is unmanned and it's affecting the business. And some of them have discovered that constantly wanting to recruit is also a lot of waste of economic time, and it's affecting the business. So it's a concern. So the first problem, the issue of high job turnover, or how do you retain your staff? Now, one of the reasons why you have high job turnover may not necessarily because your working conditions are not good enough, may not be because the salary is small. It may majorly because you have a recruitment problem. You do not recruit the right staff for that job. It's very critical. It's a human resource problem, recruiting the right staff. And if you have a square peg in a square hole, you are most likely to retain that staff because you've employed the right person. The person seems to enjoy the job, and the person seems to be dedicated to the job. It's a good fit, and then the person will retain the job, and then thereby you're not having problem losing staff, having such high turnover, which invariably affects your business, affects your sales, because sometimes you have to close down the units, you have to close down the shop and all that. So it's a recruitment problem. And how do you resolve that? From the beginning, even when we do business plans for our clients, we ensure that the human resource requirement is all set. You must have the human resource requirement. Each job placement, each assignment in your place of work, in your business, each job you are creating, you need to understand and put out the job requirement. What does the job require? Okay, we're not talking about the job description which you eventually give to the staff so that the staff knows his job and does this job. That's one. But the other one is very important, which we will call job specification. This has to do with the requirement of that particular job. Now, if this is the requirement of the job, then you need to have specification of the kind of person in terms of qualification, in terms of attributes, in terms of aptitudes, and any other consideration, maybe location, residence, as it has to do with transport to get to the place of work and all that, or maybe if it's gender, if it has a gender aspect to it, okay, because some jobs are better suited for women, some jobs are better suited for men, some jobs are better suited for certain age range, some jobs are suited for singles other than married. So when you look at all this consideration, you put together job specification. You also put your job specification. Then what do you do when you recruit? You endeavor to recruit perfect fits. Okay, when the people you recruit are good fit, you are most likely to get efficiency. You're most likely to get a match between your working condition and the acceptance of the people, and then thereby they stay better, they do better, and when they perform well, your business also do well. That's one problem, the issue of job turnover or how to retain staff. The second problem I want to address is the issue of customer. You know, customer, without customers, you have no business. Once you have a dedicated customer base, then your business is running. So, but you are now losing all customers. You are having issues of how to retain these customers. You better look at what are the issues. Why do you seem to be losing customers? One of the issues is poor stock management. Customer satisfaction is very important. Customer satisfaction is very important. And the customer needs being met. Now, for instance, if a customer comes into your shop requesting to buy a particular product and the product is not available. The customer came the second time requesting that same product, the product is not available. Because you hardly had the products that the customer have, that the customer desires, or the customers normally come to purchase, you are not having it as at when they are demanding it or when they need it. They go to your competition, they go to other persons, other shops to buy the same products. And if they meet the same product there and the price is good and they're able to purchase the first time, they came again, the second time they went there, the third time, the fourth time, they're not likely to come back to your shop. Thereby you have lost a customer. Your customer has now gone to your competition. Your customer has gone to the next shop. Your customer has gone to the closest shop close to yours. You have lost a customer. So the problem is your stock problem. You ensure that you understand the needs of your customers. When they come, ensure you have enough stock of the products your customers are actually in need of. So you must have an understanding of your customer needs. Once you have an understanding of your customer needs and you're able to arrange your stock to meet your customer needs, you will retain the customer, because it will help you to ensure customer satisfaction. So you lose customers because you are being lackadaisical about your product stock, your stock, not always having the required stock of your dedicated customers. Have them in the right quantity. Okay, the right economic order quantity. Make your orders in good time ensuring that you are not out of stock. But whenever you are always out of stock and you think you are getting out of stock and you're not doing everything to ensure that you are not out of stock, that there is something for every customer that comes in. And if customers keep demanding for if certain products that are not available, they look for suppliers elsewhere. You lose that patronage. Okay, so you will solve that problem by having a good stock management system in your business. Now, the third and final problem I'm going to talk about is actually funding. Okay, funding for your business, making sure everything is in order, the right amount of capital. Okay, right amount of capital. Now, how do we sort that? Well, we have options for you to go credits, whether trade credits or you're going for loan, term loan, okay, or trade credit. Trade credit in the sense that your suppliers, you're able to get supplies to pay later. That's trade credits. That is a very good skill. If you're able to get advances from your suppliers, your products are there for your customers, it helps you to ensure that you have your stock, everything that you needed in place. So trade credit is important. So you might need to look at how you are going to manage trade credits, and then apart from loans, enable you to buy stock and all the rest. So funding, that's one solution for funding. But before I go further, always ensure that when you are putting things together, please ensure that your capital outlay, your investment outlay, the amount of money you are putting in, the capital you're putting in, and take note, cash is not all about capital. Capital is beyond cash. There are other means of finances. Okay, that we will settle that for another day. But let's look at you understanding the issue of funding. When you are put together, this is to capital outlay to this business. You do not have 100%. You do not need 100% to start the business and ensure the business is in winning ways. You need 40 to 60% of the capital to run the business. So when you are you are less than 40%, then you have a funding problem. And once you have a funding problem, it's affecting the business won't run well. So you always ensure that you work around 40%. If you're not up to 40%, then you're going to look for investments. Look for people to invest, short-term investments or any kind of investment in your business. Small businesses can have investors. You can have investors. The investors' money come in to help you run your business. Okay, apart from investors funding, then the credit comes in. Okay, otherwise you are going to source for funding from your own savings. And then, but what about plowing back? That's where some of us don't understand. You are running a small business, please learn to pay yourself a salary. Pay yourself a salary so that your profits can be used to shore up capital. So you plow back profits. So you work within your salary range as the owner manager, so that you can have some surplus to plow back into the business, so that the capital will grow. By the time you have 40% of your capital outlay, your business beginning to take shape properly. It goes to 50% of your capital outlay, you are balanced. You're supposed to be okay. 60% you're supposed to be okay. So you have the kind of cash balance you need to run the business. You need the amount of capital you need to keep the business running properly. So I hope these tips of mine will solve these three problems facing small business owners. The issue of job turnover, use job specification, and then recruit the appropriate staffing. Okay. The second is the issue of retaining customers. When you lose customers, ensure that as a means of customer satisfaction, that you have a good stock management process in place, so that everything required to ensure the customer are satisfied is in place and the right amount. Then number three, funding. Understand the appropriate funding that is required. Ensure that you have 40 to 60%, between 40 to 60% of the investment outlay. The business will run in good order. So you just make sure those balances are in place. If you have these balances, a lot of the problems that small businesses are facing are taken off. Okay, if you have more questions, you can just lay your questions in the comment section. Thank you very much.